Hello, welcome back, my friends, to the series where I'm going over every victory I had at the recent GT that I won. Here's the first place trophy. So today I'm talking about the game against the Aeldari battle host. I obviously play Aeldari a lot on my stream, so I felt like I was in a good place to play Aeldari in my second game after beating the Orcs. So let's dive in and look at how I use my Blood Angels to beat Aeldari. Aeldari Battle Host. Aeldari were the big cheese this edition for a little while. So if you haven't seen the video where I broke down like how I play my Blood Angels army, I'm going to link that up above. You want to check that out first, probably before watching this video. This is going to be the second video in a series of 5 where we go through all 5 victories. And this was a very solid victory, I must say. Now, although it was a very solid victory, I have the advantage of playing those dirty Aeldari lists on my stream almost every week. I must have played Aeldari 4 or 5 times in the last 3 months. So going into this game, I knew everything about this list. We've got the Wayleaper, we've got Avatar of Cain, we've got the Death Jester with that really obnoxious sniper rifle. We've got a Farseer, we've got Janzar, we've got Karandras. I actually hadn't seen him. I think he leads Striking Scorpions. So he was the one that I hadn't seen. We got a squad of Guardians, we got double Falchions, we got Howling Banshees, we've got Shroud Runners, we've got 2 squads of Skyweavers, we got the Striking Scorpions ×2, we've got Swooping Hawks, we got 2 Void Weavers. So it's kind of a pretty standard Eldar list. I don't have much experience playing against Avatar of Cain, but I did know he's half damage and I would need to put a lot into him to kill him. And he is pretty useful in Overwatch as well with his potential fate dice, right? So there's no D cannons in this list, so I've got that. There's the Howling Banshees, so I'm probably going to want to shoot them out. And then I was worried a little bit about the fast moving haywire jet bikes. They're always a little bit of a pain in the arse, right? And then yeah, some of these characters can do a lot of damage as well, especially the Death Jester. He's a very powerful sniper, lone operative as well. So I had played this similar to this a lot, and this is how we set up. So I went first, and this was the sort of standard corner deployment type. I forget the name of it. You know the one where it's like corner deployments, and it's 5 objectives. Every map at this tournament was 5 objectives, but normally when I play something like this, I put a unit of jump intercessors here so I can threaten this one objective up here. You can see they actually ended up going towards middle, so potentially to threaten middle. I might also put a unit of Death Company right tough against this wall. Again, they can threaten middle. And then I start my scouts over here. Might start them pretty close to the wall. Remember, the scouts get 6-inch movement. So potentially, if I know I'm going first, I can maybe move them towards the middle if I wanted to. Or I could just sit and hold here. Or if I'm going second, I can pull them back and just make sure they're behind the terrain, a bit more difficult to reach, a bit harder to shoot, that sort of thing. So this was an okay first deployment with me. Really, my Ballistus Dreadnought's the only thing that's going to get like a decent line of sight here, because I decided I wanted to advance my Impulsor, try and get over to this objective. Didn't quite make it, but I was okay with that. The bikes made it, so they started right behind here. I wanted to get my Predators over to get some line of sight as well. There wasn't too much going on for here. I think this Predator actually managed to get a couple of shots off this way, but we'll see. So because I went first, once I realized I was going first, I actually thought to myself, I'm going to move my scouts towards the middle, because I can easily hold this side with my Outriders and my Impulsor. Be good to have scouts in the middle, they're kind of disposable. But it is jet bikes right out in the open here, and I knew that I was going to be able to shoot them. They were about the only unit that I could really Oath of Moment. So I actually ended up deciding with 2 jet bikes here and 2 jet bikes here, and the fact that I'm going to be able to Oath of Moment one of them, I'm going to go aggressive with these scouts. So the 6 scouts that were here, move forward 6, with the potential of move forward 6 again, throw grenades at this guy, and then charge into these jet bikes. And it worked out very well. Scouts have strength 6, and all my scouts have combat knives, so I'm getting about 16 attacks with combat knives. I actually think I Oath of Moment the ones behind. I Oath of Moment the ones behind the wall. So because the Ballistus Dreadnought's going to get rerolls here anyway. So I went Ballistus Dreadnought into these jet bikes with some grenades. Scouts charge into the other jet bikes from an obscured position with Oath of Moment. And this was actually a great play. This put him under potential some pressure very early in the game. He did manage to destroy the Impulsor, but that's fine. The company heroes spill out and hold the objective. He did try and put a unit over on this objective, which I was able to easily jump to. In that case, my bikes that were hiding here came up to sabotage this building. The scouts that went into his jet bikes, and you'll notice there is no jet bikes on the side of the map now, they did very effective. In fact, when he moved the jet bike that was here down, I just overwatched it because I thought that I had enough. I believe it, actually, I think it might have been the other ones he moved down. I had enough with Oath of the Moment where it was worth the risk. I killed it with the Predator tank. So I basically killed a lot of his jet bikes very early in the game, which really, Aeldari benefit from like that, those fast moving, haywire, annoying jet bikes zipping all around. So this basically set me up in a position where I'm going to hold both side field objectives. I've still got a giant squad of reserves in that I've got 10 Sanguinary Guard, I've got 5 Death Company with a Chaplain, and I've got 5 Jump Intercessors, and I can rapid ingress them wherever I need. So I kind of boxed him into his deployment zone. And this was all thanks to those scouts. And those scouts, being that they fought him in cover, they actually did amazing. You basically had to shoot so many things at those scouts in cover to kill them. I think he rolled a little bit poorly. I think actually my opponent rolled really poorly throughout this game, and he did offer me what are these things called? Caramel wafer biscuits. So shout out to Dan, thank you for the biscuits. Super nice. This, I mean, I love it at a tournament when everyone plays really friendly and very skilled. So this was a very friendly game, and yeah, made even more so by someone offering me caramel biscuits. What a great opponent. So I had him penned though, and his avatar is kind of chilling here. Like, I think he probably wanted to bring the avatar out, but because he'd had such tough losses of the jet bikes here, and because I kind of pinned him in, and I think just off screen, there's probably a Predator tank and a Ballistus Dreadnought. Maybe the Ballistus Dreadnought is killed, but there is a Predator tank sitting down here. It did take down to 2 wounds, but you can see when my reserves started coming in turn 3, we now have lots of Jump Intercessors over here. We got Jump Intercessors over here. We got Death Company in the middle, 2 squads. And we've got the attack bikes, and we haven't even seen the arrival of the Sanguinary Guard yet. So I guess I brought down the extra squad of Jump Intercessors in turn 2 to just sit down on this objective, so this unit was free to move off the objective. The company here was quite happy to chill out here. They're pretty durable. That's one of the reasons that I take the company heroes. Infiltrators hold my home field. The bikes that were hiding here are now quite happy to hold the middle. The Death Company that were in here have moved out to sort of an advanced position. Again, just out of range of the Avatar. The Avatar would have to walk round, maybe just far enough from the wall that they're unchargeable from this Avatar. So I feel like this Death Company are going to attack this Avatar next turn. And my other squad of Death Company came in from a rapid ingress position. I believe they came in here, and then they jumped forward. So this was a very pressure-based game. You can see this. I own the whole map, and it's all about knowing your opponent's strength. So I know exactly what to target it. I killed his bikes early, I put pressure on everywhere I could, and I kind of boxed him in really, really effectively. And yeah, compounded by the fact that I've played Aeldari so many times recently. And in Blood Angels versus Aeldari, there is a big advantage going first, I feel like, because I played Miles a lot in 9th edition Blood Angels Aeldari, and when we played on stream, because we played a bunch of games on stream, it typically was whoever went first and applied that early pressure could get the upper hand. Because I remember I played Miles at GT in 9th edition, he went first, and he killed so much stuff. Like, his turn 1 was so devastating that I was like, I don't think I can win this game now. And then I played him on stream like 2 weeks later or something, and I went first, and I killed so much, because Blood Angels will kill Aeldari very, very quickly, but also vice versa. Aeldari are very glass cannon. So this was the perfect map for me. I think by going first as well, it gave me a really, really strong advantage. And then what happened was his Avatar came out, and when the Avatar came out, the Death Company that was there that charged it, the Dante plus his 10 Sanguinary Guard charged it as well, and it was kind of hilarious because I believe I even used Lethal Hit / Red Rampage on the Sanguinary Guard, and I think I killed him with literally the final swing. So I needed like 25 Thunderhammers, and then I needed like 40 Incarnate Blades and 10 Power Fists and Dante, and I just killed him and no more. So I think if you brought him out earlier, he might have done a little bit better in this game. And we both agreed that, but the danger for him was like he felt like he was behind, he felt like he was boxed in. His striking scorpions with the leader down here rinsed the company heroes. I was actually very impressed. I haven't really fought against these guys. I think his name was, what was it? I think it was Cassandras. I'm sure that was Cassandras. Yeah, I hadn't really fought against him in striking scorpions. I was impressed with their damage, but it was obviously too little too late. I think he actually tried to precision Dante out, and Dante is there with 2 wounds as well. So Dante managed to survive the precision. Dante was very, very good for me in this event. So, primary, I dominated so hard, and it was about boxing him in and killing his really fast. I killed the units he wanted to get onto those side field primaries, and then I held them. And then it basically forced him to come to the middle, which Eldar, like I said, their glass cannon, about the only unit he could have put in the middle would have been the Avatar. But then the second the Avatar came out, I just jumped on him with every melee combat thing I had. So secondary was pretty close, 38 to 31, but primary was a huge swing, 50. I actually capped that to 15. So this map suited me so much. There was good firing lanes. There was plenty of places for me to hide my jump infantry. I was able to apply a ton of pressure. There's 2 games actually in this GT where the scouts were able to do a lot of work, and I really like those scouts with combat knives. I think they're genuinely quite useful for Blood Angels. It's just the strength 6, really. I used to always take scouts with sniper rifles and missile launchers and never killed anything with combat knives. Combat knives and grenades, that's how I play scouts. So going first, let me put that early pressure on them, which I was able to translate into like the total domination of the primary. I have tons of experience playing against the Eldar. There was still one unit that surprised me. So, you know, playing a lot of games, obviously getting experience is very important. And I think I got too far ahead in the early game. And to be fair, my opponent, his dice rolls, I wouldn't say most of the game, were a little bit below average, even with his 1 reroll he had with everything. Or maybe my saves were just on point, right? Like, that does happen. It is a dice game. I feel like I was up ahead anyway. And sometimes when you're ahead, or vice versa, right? Like, when you're behind and you're desperate for 1 or 2 good rolls, you just don't get them. I really think that's what happened in this game. He needed 1 or 2 very decent rolls or very decent swings, and they just didn't come. And I stomped over him on the whole map. So this was a great game against a solid opponent. I did enjoy it, but the experience in going first obviously helped me a lot. So that is it. That's game 2. So that was me 2-0, feeling very confident going into my 3rd game against Gav, who I have never ever beaten before, and he's running a horrific Votann list. So if you want to see that, come back for the next episode. It'll be out in a few days' time. If you enjoyed this episode, like, subscribe, or consider following over on Patreon for like $3 a month, or join us here on YouTube. And by the way, I'm wearing my Mephiston Blood Angels t-shirt. This t-shirt you can now buy in the Blood Angels Commander store. There's a link in the video description. Thank you so much for getting into the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one, my friends. Peace.